Hey, all right, welcome back to Raff's Brain, a show about things that are interesting to me. I am your host, Rob Raffety. Thank you so much for tuning in to all my tens of loyal listeners across the nation and the planet Earth. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Hey, I just got back from a morning walk, and I was feeling inspired for this very attenuated commentary. So it's not going to be a typical brain dump, rambling, meandering narrative. It's just going to be a little condensed nugget of walk and talk. Yes, I am walking. I'm continuing the walk. I was on the walk, and now I'm continuing to walk in my backyard. I've been walking and exercising a lot the past 45, 46 days. It started on July 1st. I don't know why. But there was something about that day where I said, I'm gonna make the effort, man. I'm gonna get motivated every day. I'm gonna close the rings, baby. Exercise, calorie burn, and steps. No, there's something else. Oh, come on, man. What are the rings, bro? Hang on. It's really upsetting me. I don't know this off the top of my head. All I know is I close them every day, and they explode. You did it. You know, you're accomplished. All right, so the first ring is calories. I have like 800 calorie a day ambition. I'm already more than halfway home because I did a great morning walk. So I'm gonna crush that. Exercise. That's when you have to like actually hit the button to do a form of exercise. For me, it's either been outdoor walking, sometimes swimming, sometimes yoga, hot yoga problems, baby. So I'm hitting that. I already did my exercise for the day. That ring is closed and annihilated. And then finally, it's standing. Oddly enough, that's the one that sometimes, gets me. My ambition is to stand 12 hours a day. Don't ask me why. That's just what the watch tells me to do. I don't make decisions anymore. The watch is my guide to life. And it says you got to stand up at least 1 minute every hour. I don't even know where that comes from. Is there some medical basis for this? Whatever. I've been hitting that mark probably like 80% of the time. So it's false to say that I close all the rings every day without fail. But it's only been the standing ring that hasn't been completed. I'm always crushing the exercise, and I'm always crushing the calorie burn. And that feels good, and I feel like I'm making some progress here. And I know I'm not gonna make progress perpetually and eternally and consistently, but for now, I'm happy with it. Started on July 1st. I'm now a month and a half in. I'm going to keep pushing the boundaries. Am I losing weight? Not really. I'm just eating more because I'm hungry. I work out. I burn calories. I got to consume. So I get the exercise right. Then the diet doesn't get right, but I'm getting better. I'm slightly better. I've been eating a lot of fruit, like blueberries, watermelon. Dude, it's a perpetual challenge. Who knows? That wasn't my goal to come out here. I don't want to do a walk and talk episode. I don't want to just ramble. Come on, get together. Why were you out here? What was the point of all this? The point is to say congratulations to Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and KISS, K-I-S-S. Yes, this extraordinary rock band, iconic American heavy metal, would you call it? Glam rock? I don't know what category we would put them in particular, but they are legends, and they just announced apparently they will be receiving a Kennedy Center Award in the near future, and that's remarkable. And it prompted me to have a little conversation on my walk. So I was getting up and doing my little 4-mile circuit this morning, and I was having a little chit chat with my ChatGPT bot. Dude, if you're not on ChatGPT, you're missing out. Or you're smart and you're not going to be completely corrupted and co-opted by this technology. I'm all in. I'm like a pioneer. I may strike gold or I may die from dysentery on the Oregon Trail. It doesn't matter. I'm out there. I'm traveling in my covered wagon, and we're making progress on the AI terrain. And the ChatGPT is ridiculous. My favorite thing to do, really. Not my favorite thing. I don't want to give the impression that I'm like really that crazy, because there are some people that are way overboard. People are like going nuts. They're falling in love with their AI. They want to, divorce their wife and marry their AI. This is bananas. So I think we're just scratching the surface of what's to come. It's going to be epic, insane, and nothing like we've ever experienced or witnessed before in human history. So that's going to be neat. Or crazy, chaotic, who knows? The problem is we can't stop it. You can't really resist it. Just observe it, embrace it, and just roll with it. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle. Maybe there is. That could be a funny concept, to take a genie, hey genie, and like stuff it back in a bottle. That's kind of cruel to the genie, frankly. I don't know why you'd want to put the genie back in the bottle. When the genie's out of the bottle, the genie's helping society. He's helping you, gives you wishes, right? Isn't that what genies do? Once they do the wishes, they don't go off and like break law, they commit crimes, slash tires. They're not like doing anything like that. They're probably productive citizens. A genie gets out of the bottle and he, joins the army, and then he's, fighting for the cause of, I don't know. Maybe the genies are like the people that the Alabama sings about, 40-hour weeks for living, a genie's on the assembly line. I don't know. Where am I going with this, dude? My brain's on fire. Kiss, get back, reel it in. Kiss, the band Kiss is legendary. And I'll be honest though, my relationship with them is pretty limited. My exposure was limited. I grew up in rural West Virginia, kind of a traditional environment, conservative family setting, traditional in that sense. And this is the 80s, so pre-internet, didn't have a lot of access to the type of culture that would corrupt a young soul the way that some of that music allegedly would have back in the day. I was able to get some of that stuff when we visit our cousins in Blacksburg, the thriving metropolis of Blacksburg, Virginia, home of Virginia Tech, the Hokies. My older cousins, Jimmy and Roger, they would have hand-me-down clothes, hand-me-down record albums, hand-me-down posters of that sort of thing. And that's how I kind of got access to the dark side. But I don't think my cousins were that into Kiss. At least I didn't really get any of those mixtapes or anything. The first time I remember really hearing about them, I knew about them. I saw them. Like, there was a kid in my school who had a lunchbox. I think my buddy John Herring, Johann Sebastian Herring Bach III Esquire, I think was into Kiss at least a little bit, because I feel like he had a lunchbox in 3rd or 4th or 5th grade. That's cool, looks interesting. Like, are those clowns or something? Like, they kind of look, no, not clowns. It's a rock band, dude. They play on high heels and they shred and they shoot rockets out of their feet. It's crazy. I was like, okay, whatever, man. No YouTube, no video access. I don't know what I'm missing, basically. It's really fascinating. If you grew up in that era, it was all just word of mouth. You had no access to anything. We didn't even get cable TV until I was, like 15 or 16 years old in high school. It was all downhill from there, by the way. 29 or 30 channels, maybe it was 36 channels, I think. MTV was channel 29. Oh yeah, back when they played music. Anyway, here's the thing. Kiss, stay on target, Raffety. Gotta get to work. The point is, I want to put a little flag in the ground here. I may or may not come back to this flag. It could just be a flag that exists until the wind blows it over. But it's an idea that I want to share and kind of put a little call out there to the tens of loyal listeners of the Raff's Brain podcast. I like to sometimes go on these binges and deep dives with certain things that fascinate me. And I'm kind of fascinated by Kiss. I was in a conversation with my ChatGPT this morning, asking questions about the origin story. Who are the members? Where did they come from? Dude, I had no idea. Gene Simmons is an Israeli immigrant, comes to America, grows up in a single mother household, does his thing. Changes his name to Gene Simmons, becomes a rock legend. But of course, that's a really rocky journey. They want to push boundaries. They're like pyrotechnics, spitting out blood, face paint, craziness. Obviously, they're getting shredded in the mainstream press. The music industry is like really down on them. They're so pedestrian and mediocre. They don't have any talent. I'm going to pull those quotes out. And then also want to get like the moral panic that ensued. It wasn't just Kiss. There was a whole rebellion in the 80s against evil music. It's going to corrupt your children and destroy their lives. Panic. And the parents would like gather up all their records and tapes and take them out into the middle of the street and have a bonfire. Like, what? Yes, this happened. I want to get some content here. So here's the story, man. I think Kiss gets their award sometime in September or October. It's at least weeks or months from now. I don't know when. But I'm thinking about how fun it would be to do a little mini documentary on Kiss, pull from some of those existing resources, all the hate, all the discouragement, all the naysayers, all the little chicken littles, end of time, so this band's going to destroy the world. Like, I think it'd be fun to aggregate all that and then put that through the lens, not only of just a documentary of, hey, isn't this a fun story how these guys were resisted, then they overcame, now they're getting an award. Yes, that's an interesting story arc. And it's very exciting to me personally, just like very inspiring, probably for a lot of people. But I'd like to just think about it through the lens of, what does it mean about us? What does it mean about America that story happened? And that's just one of many stories, millions of stories, where people come here or grow up here and apply their talents and skills in a way that excites others, even if it's not everybody at first, it's a niche group or an audience. You do your thing in a way that creates value for society and brings value to you, and that's how you thrive, and that's America, dude. I love that. That's a great story. I'm excited to capture that and try to remind people that this is just one example of what's possible when we apply ourselves, when we really push ourselves to the limit, push through the resistance, to push through the boundaries, ignore the haters, overcome them. I can't wait to aggregate the laundry list of critics and reviewers and ministers or whoever was saying all this terrible stuff about Kiss, like they're never going to make it, they're horrific, they're evil. And here they are, getting one of the highest honors, one of the highest cultural honors I think that can be bestowed on any artist. So congratulations again to Kiss. Very inspiring stuff. I'm just scratching the surface of the story. So here's where you come in. If you are a Kiss fan, I should quickly just tell you, my exposure was limited. The first time I actually listened to Kiss was post-makeup era. That's how wild and kind of insulated I was growing up. But I do remember I had MTV at a certain time in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, and Kiss came out with a new album with no makeup, and it was sensational. It was shocking, and I think it upset a lot of the fans. I wasn't that deeply aware of it, so it didn't bother me. I just remember their hit song, or at least I don't know if it was a hit, but it was a memorable song. Let's put the X in sex. Yeah, I was like, ooh, that's a dirty song. I don't know if I should be listening to that. That might corrupt me, but yet I want to listen to it more. It sounds so cool. These guys are amazing. I didn't get that drawn into it, though. And I didn't buy the album or really follow up on it. I just remember seeing the video occasionally, and that was kind of wild. The dude had a really long tongue. Yeah. Is that Gene Simmons? Yeah, crazy. So where are we going with this? I didn't actually listen to much Kiss until my later in adult life, 30s, 40s. I met my wife. She was a Kiss fan by virtue of her brother, who's 12 years older than her, and really was into Kiss big time. He had the Kiss dolls, the lunch boxes, the posters on the wall. So this guy's in the Kiss army. He's seen them multiple times, and it's like, I need to talk to him and ask, when was the first time he saw Kiss? I'd be curious to get his memories of that. But anyway, Colleen and I did go see Kiss at Jiffy Lube Live. You can also, catch some tunes, get your oil changed, check engine light goes on, you're okay. Jiffy Lube Live in the field, in the lawn. I went to see Kiss. Opening act was, at the time, more intriguing to me, Motley Crue. This is probably at least 12 years ago. We're talking 2013, 14 time frame. I don't know, I'm just speculative here. I'll look it up too. I was excited to see the Crue, and that was cool. Tommy Lee doing his flips in his drum set and everything. And I was skeptical. I was like, why is Kiss headlining this? It seems like Crue should be headlining. This was, heresy to say such a thing. But my mind wasn't really quite certain. Could these older dudes rock? Could they really take it up a notch from where the Crue left it? Because Crue crushed. And I have to tell you, I was not disappointed. I was enthralled. My jaw hit the floor. From the opening note, Kiss destroyed Jiffy Lube Live. I don't know if it's recovered. I think the earth is still scorched from that pyrotechnic show that they did there 15 years ago. It was ridiculous, man. We had a blast, and I left immensely impressed with not just the music, but the showmanship, the passion, the energy. Dude, very inspiring. So I did start to listen to a little bit more of their content. I'll be honest, it's not my jam. I'm more of a GNR Poison. I don't like Def Leppard too much, but I could do a little Def Lep. Really, I'm a GNR, Crew, Metallica here and there. That's kind of the music that I was more into at the time. But I'm kind of making my way back through the Kiss library. So here's where you come in. If there are any Kiss fans, any passionate Kiss, I can't say it, I gotta speak. Articulate, son, articulate. Are there any passionate Kiss fans out there that would recommend like a listening tour to capture the energy and emotion and showmanship and craftsmanship and excellence and musicianship of this band? I'd love to get like a really cool playlist. And more importantly, if there are anyone out there that has resources like images or videos, old footage, links they want to share, I'm going to do some of my own research. But if you have any favorite clips from the old days, I'm most curious about like their origin story, some of their earliest footage that we have, maybe their earliest interviews, and some of the earliest reviews from newspapers and radio. I mean, I think it'd be so fun to go back and listen and watch those and read some of that. I think it's hilarious. I'm sure many of those critics are now long dead and gone, and they're just probably rolling over in their graves, which is awesome, a visual for me to think about, because critics are worthless. Critics don't do jack. Critics have nothing to offer, so they take other people down, and that's silly, man. There's nothing good about a critic. So I love pulling up these old quotes. They'll never make it, they're terrible. Yeah, let's see, where are they now? Where are you? Oh, Kennedy Center, where are you? Homeless crackhead somewhere, or who knows what. So I'm excited to dig into this. If you have any resources for me, please let me know. I'd love to look into that. And what I might do is compile stuff and make a short video or something, a little homage, because it's, a couple weeks away till or maybe I think it's September or October when they receive the award, but I could time the release of a little, montage video. Just, hey man, look what these guys did. It can remind us of what's inside all of us, man, what's possible in a free country, man. I love it. So, congrats again, kudos. Kiss fans, hit me up. Tell me what I need to know. Give me the good content, and maybe I'll produce something. Again, no promises, no guarantees. It's just on my mind, so I was inspired to talk about it. Wow, 17 and a half minutes. That's much longer than I wanted to go. I was planning like 5 tops. So clearly I got a little bit excited there. It's almost like it's a real episode of Raff's Brain Walk and Talk. It's not quite. It's probably going to be the shortest one ever. But that's okay. You take what you can get. And there'll be more Raff's Brain Drive and Jive on the horizon. I got to do some trips to Richmond. I got a little family reunion in Richmond this weekend, so I'll be driving back and forth. That's some opportunity for content creation. I'll update you on my one-man show coming together on my birthday. It's going to be amazing. That's all falling into place. We're wrapping up the summer, and we're not slowing down, man. We're going to crush this fall. We're going to dominate and move into 2026 with intensity and momentum. It's very exciting times. All right, folks, thanks a lot for joining me. See you next time on Raff's Brain. Peace out.